What's up, y'all? Welcome to the NBA Weekly Post Game. This is where we share our views on the latest trending topics within the NBA. My name is Sha.
And I'm Evay, and we have a lot to talk about. In this episode, we're going to discuss the Cavs and their reign in the East. We're going to talk about the Suns and have they found their way. We're going to discuss the Atlanta Hawks that are missing, and we're going to talk about Marvin Bagley. Let's get started.
All right, before we get started, I need to tell you my player of the week.
Okay.
My player is Donovan Mitchell. The narrative surrounding Donovan Mitchell has been that he is not next level and he does not play with that toughness. Remember, Shaquille O'Neal made some disparaging comments about him. You know what? I got to give Donovan his props. First of all, he was ejected for protecting his big fella. He's averaging 25 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists in 32 minutes. I like what Donovan is doing. The Utah Jazz are number 6 in the Western Conference.
Yep.
And he is balling. Bona fide scorer. Donovan Mitchell is my player of the week.
Wow. I ride for Donovan. Good for him. Yeah, he needs it. So yeah, hopefully this is now going to change the narrative on him. Yes, it's good.
Right.
Okay, so my player of the week is none other than Paul George himself, Los Angeles Clippers phenom. Let's just call it what it is at this time. Paul George is carrying the entire Clippers roster. If you think he's not, you're not watching the games. This man is top in all statistical categories. He is number 1 in points, number 1 in rebounds, and number 1 in assists. It's almost like he is playing 1 against 5. Can we get him some help? But what's so great about Paul George right now in this season, at this time, is that he is now part of the MVP discussion for the season. Now, yes, it is early, but to be the sole consistent contributor on a team and carry them to at least win 7 straight games, deserves some type of flowers right now. And here is my flowers to Paul George for being consistent and showing up time and time again for the Clippers. So Steve Ballmer, if you got a little bonus hidden somewhere, give it to Paul George. Ty Lue, pep talk these other players so they can make sure they're consistent and give him some help, because I don't want Paul George to be burnt out at the end of the season. So yes, Paul George, my player of the week.
Absolutely. And I think he picked up Western Conference player of the week too. So he is definitely balling. Oh my God. Let's move into the Eastern Conference real quick. The Cleveland Cavaliers have surprised me. I am not going to pretend that I saw the Cleveland Cavaliers being like top 6 in the Eastern Conference. Didn't even see it coming.
Let me tell you something. When we talk about what is the definition of a sleeper team, this is it. You're right. The Cleveland Cavaliers right now are defining what a sleeper team looks like. When I say I didn't see it, matter of fact, nobody did. Let's just call it what it is. But that Evan Mobley,
yes, so happy for him.
And Ricky Rubio showing up.
Yeah. Jared Allen. Between Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, they're like the big twin towers in the middle. Kind of reminds me of Tim Duncan and David Robinson back in the day. Unbelievable. You're not coming in this paint. And if you do, you better double clutch and double pump, because you ain't going straight up to the rim. I'm sorry.
You better get you some twists and turns. And Evan Mobley is great on offense and defense.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if you've watched that game where he missed his shot. Evan Mobley missed his shot, and then Jason Tatum, took the ball up. He was like, Jason Tatum was like, "Oh, I got this." No, long legs, Evan Mobley got you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's such a joy to watch. It is amazing. I'll go back to it. Do you have to be the number 1 draft pick to do it? No, because he is ball. And I think his game has been a part of the Cavs excelling this early in the season. I just can't believe it.
Yeah. Let's talk about Darius Garland doing what he does without his mate, Colin Sexton, right now, sitting out with an injury. This is impressive. This is so impressive.
They lost 1 game in the month of November. Just 1. What?
Mm-hmm.
Who is this team?
Yeah.
Again, nobody. I know I wasn't checking for them.
Nope.
I wasn't even. For me, they were like, "Oh, you're gonna play against the Cavs. You're gonna be playing a scrimmage game."
Yeah.
No, you better watch out for the Cavs. So it's almost like we're talking about them being up against the teams that we anticipate always being the great teams. It's like you can't sleep on the Cavs.
No,
No,
don't.
no, no. They'll come back on you. You will have a lead and look up in the final seconds and minutes of the fourth quarter and be like, "What just happened?"
What just happened? With Colin Sexton out, it has pushed 2020 draft pick Isaac Okoro to the starting lineup. I like what he's doing. You got two very young guys, barely in the NBA, in Evan Mobley and Isaac Okoro, doing work for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, they haven't been this good since LeBron James was in town.
And this exciting. No, I know exactly. It's like young guys, young legs. They are just all over the place. That is so agile and doing it. Yeah. So the Cleveland Cavaliers are doing it now. Whether or not they'll maintain that spot, we'll see. I hope it for them, but right now what they're doing is absolutely amazing. And keep it up, Cavs.
Yes. All right. So the Phoenix Suns started out rough to the 2022 season. I don't think there's any bones about it. But now they're sitting pretty top of the Western Conference, having won 7 games in a row with a record of 8-3. Have they finally, found their way?
Maybe. I'd say maybe because the team that they played. I expect the Suns to win the games they played. Let's talk about who they played against when their winning started to really occur. Okay. Cavs, which but the way the Cavs are playing, good look. That's a good one, right? Pels, Rockets, Hawks, Kings, Trailblazers, and the Grizzlies. So the only 2 teams out of that bunch would be the Cavs right now because they're playing phenomenal, and maybe the Grizzlies. But the other teams, for me, I'm like, you were supposed to win those games. So that's why I say maybe. And I hope it continues on. So when they start to play other teams that are in the top 6, East and West Conference, it doesn't matter. Then I'll be able to gauge better. But right now it's a maybe for me.
Okay. So basically their record is deceiving. 8-3 sound real good. Yeah.
It sounds real good until you look at the teams they're playing up against, right? The Pels?
Yeah. Now, DeAndre Ayton is currently out with a lower leg injury, and Robert Sarver did not sign him to the max deal that DeAndre wanted. I wonder if there's any connection to this.
I hope not. I hope not. I wonder how long his recovery will be, though.
See? Because I'm sure Ayton does not want to risk a long-term injury when he does not have a long-term contract.
Exactly. Exactly. His injury management will be for the entire season. Yes. As it should be. Pay that man. We said it earlier. Watch that video. Listen to that podcast. Yeah, no. Pay him. He should be paid right now. So if he's out on injury and he want to injury manage the rest of the season, sorry, Suns.
Hey, sorry.
You brought it on yourself. You brought it on yourself.
Devin Booker has found his shot. He's averaging 22.6 rebounds and 5 assists, leading the whole team in points. I like what he's doing because I was a little concerned that maybe he was going to be satisfied with making it to the 2021 finals and not work on his game over the summer.
Yeah. And he went out early. I think he had health and safety protocol that he had to be on earlier in this season. So yeah, if he's coming back and he's now back and running on all cylinders, I'm here for it. And then CP3 is doing what he does. I have just give me a couple of more games and maybe the next 5 games, and then I'll be able to say, okay, yeah, I can see the Suns, finally making it their way back to the top 6 and they're right now number 2 as we speak.
Yeah.
So maybe maintain that. But yeah, I expected that anyway. So I was a little disappointed when they had a slow start to the season. It's good to see that they're now coming back into their normal success. And so we'll see how it goes.
Speaking of normal success, Atlanta Hawks were Eastern Conference finalists, right? They made it to the finals last season. Where are they?
Can I just put out, do I need to put out an Amber Alert? Like, I don't know what's going on. It's disappointing. Is the Nate McMillan experience over?
Oh,
I always say that, right? I'm
saying,
what is going on?
Don't say that, Nate. I don't think it's him. You know what I think it is? I think it's the rule change. It's affecting Trae Young's confidence. Even though, you know what, he's playing well, though. He's averaging 24 points and 9 rebounds, but I think it has something to do with his psyche. And the Hawks did not upgrade over the summer. They basically brought back the same roster.
Yes, they did. Because that roster was successful. Why wouldn't they? They probably thought they had the magic sauce. And the rule change was like, not only that, but I think, and then they're Bogdanovich is injured again. You know, it's that rule change is getting some people. Yep. It may be messing up their psyche. You could be right. You can still be putting up the points, but the production output is just probably not as efficient or the same as it was before. But I need the Hawks to stand up.
Please. You know, Trae Young had nerve to say that the regular season is a little boring. He wants to fast forward to the playoffs, but I need him to start.
You're not going to make it. That's the sad part. So although the regular season may be boring, it is still essential to any postseason run. So if you can't get to the postseason unless you do the regular season.
Yeah.
So you be bored and y'all be below 10. How about that?
That's exactly where they are.
And that's where they are. So I want them to, I need for Trae Young to change his psyche on that. And may impact how he's playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's boring. Yeah. So you okay with being at the bottom of the East? Because that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to them. And it's actually kind of sad to see because, right, they have John Collins, you know.
Just extended him, yeah.
Yeah, they went out on a limb and extended John Collins. You got DeAndre Hunter. You know, I think he's day-to-day right now. They have a nice squad, but I'm telling you, everybody else got better and they brought back their same team.
Which in hindsight doesn't have to be bad if that same team helped you get to the Eastern Conference Finals in the previous season. But can they work on their defense?
Everything is missing at this point.
APB on the Hawks. Like, no, I need for them to show up. I anticipated more from them. Hopefully they'll start winning games and other teams will start losing. But when you have teams like the Cavs doing it, the sleeper team, Hawks, I don't know how you're gonna fit in. You gotta get your momentum back because you're gonna find yourself on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Wow. And you think you bored now? Mm-hmm. Wait till the postseason.
Wait till the summertime.
Wait.
Yeah, so wait a minute. Marvin Bagley III. He decided he just wasn't going to enter the game after being asked to do so by his head coach, Luke Walton. What is going on with that?
Marvin Bagley said no. And I'm telling Marvin Bagley to get on that court. If you want to regain value in the league, this is the time you do that. Now, I don't know, you may want to be traded and you're not happy with the organization. That's fine. But people go to work every day not happy and they still perform. You know why? Because they want their value to be recognized, right? And in this NBA, no value, no contract. Like, I don't know if is this another extension of what the James Harden, I'm going to force my way out type deal? I don't get it. But I hope Marvin Bagley does not have anything to stand on right now. What you were injured in 2000, you were drafted in 2018. You barely played. You have barely played in the league, barely.
Yeah.
So you're still banking on your pre-NBA scouting report. Guess what? There's other classes that have already been drafted, sir.
Poor Marvin Bagley. Wait a minute. Wasn't he the second pick overall in the 2018 draft? Right now, he has played 2 games in the preseason. And the one game that really counted in the regular season, he put up 2 points, 4 rebounds, and had 1 turnover. Luke Walton is supposed to be playing this guy. Right now, he's the 5th string. Luke Walton's supposed to be playing him every day. You ain't giving me no productivity. Why would I put you out on the court? And when I ask you to go on the court, you tell me no. That is funny to me.
It is the biggest joke going. What? How does he have the audacity to do that? Like You have not really proven yourself in this league. You haven't. You can't do what James Harden did. You can't do it. Marvin, sir, come on. Get on the court and show your skills. Let that be your leverage out.
Right.
Let that be your leverage out. I'm not here for it. I'm not here. If you're not injured or dealing with some other type of issues, get on the court. You can't.
Yeah.
Can you not perform? Is that what it is?
I don't know what it is, but can we just say that the Kings fan base is upset that they chose Bagley instead of, because other people in his draft class, right? You had DeAndre Ayton, who went 1, Bagley 2, Luka Doncic went 3. They could have selected Luka over Marvin, and that would have really changed their franchise. And then after Luka was Jaren Jackson and Trae Young. And Marvin Bagley, I mean, should we redraft the 2018 draft class at this point?
And guess where you'll be? Round 2. If at all. Stop. Or over there playing overseas somewhere. International. Don't do that. Just you. Now, I believe that you have the juice. But until I see it, it's unproven. It's unproven. I'm talking about until I see it in the professional basketball. I know what you did in college. Get all of that. That's great. That got you drafted round number 2. But it ain't going to sustain your value. Like, really? You're going to find yourself out. So this could be your value add, and you're just saying no. Did you see the video?
I did.
No. I said,
yeah, but you know what? Honestly, I thought it was a little subtle. We would not have known what was going on there had someone not leaked the information. Somebody in their camp told the media, and then it spread like wildfire. Because I thought he just kept his warm-ups on and was just like, and sat back down. I ain't going in, coach.
You know what? This is going to end up, because all of this is happening at the same time. You know, the Ben Simmons issue. You know, got your James Harden that people are still a little salty about anyway. Now you got your Marvin Bagley. Eventually, something is going to change, and these contracts are going to be different. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I signed this contract. I'm not going to fulfill my duties. It's not going to fly. Something is going to change. I don't know when it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen in the next 2 years, but like in the next 5 years, we're going to see all new contracts. It's going to be a whole different scheme. You're not going to be able to get this money. And we're talking about minimum wage. Ain't going to tell somebody no. And we ain't writing you up. Like, I'm just, what is this? Breach of contract. When are we going to start talking about that?
Yeah. I'm sure it's going to be on the table between the Players Association, Adam Silver. Somebody is going to say, you know what? No more guaranteed deals. Probably only for the superstars. And even then, maybe not. Yeah, it's going to get ugly. This type of stuff is just not something that the league is just going to, turn a blind eye to. We may not hear about it until the next 3 years, but it's going to come up again because it is It's a disruptor, and it's setting a bad precedent. You sign a contract if you're healthy and can play. I don't care when I put you in. I don't care what you thought. Second round draft pick. I don't care what you thought. I need you right now, and you haven't even proved anything. Like you haven't even played a full season. Luke Walton is to blame, though, a little bit because, he only played him 1 out of 13 games. Wait, let's just take a look from Bagley's perspective. Here I am, second pick overall, and this is how you're going to utilize me in this offense. I'm 6'11". Y'all can't use me out there?
No. But I can use you now. I need you now. It may not be when you want, but it's when the team needs you. So are you ready? Are you here for you or the team?
Well, is the Luke Walton experiment over, though?
Oh, absolutely. Been over 2 years ago.
It could be that they don't respect him. How about that?
Yeah, but don't respect him while I'm jeopardizing my value. Doesn't make sense to me. All that can be true. They don't respect Luke Walton. He doesn't want to play for this friend. Marvin Bagley doesn't want to play for this franchise. I saw that they, talking in discussions with the Pistons. I get it. All that can be true. At the end of the day, though, you are responsible for your effort, and you are responsible for how you add value, not them. You have an opportunity to showcase and be spectacular, but you chose to sit on the sideline with your mask on. That doesn't help other teams want to know how you can fit into their scheme when they haven't seen anything. What they're gonna go back to tape? You know how many years ago that was? Oh, Marvin, stop.
Yeah,
stop. I don't know who's in your side, but I just hope that they are encouraging you to let your talent and your skill be what gets you out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and not to think about the toxicity, right? Because now teams are wondering, oh, okay, maybe he'll tell me no too. So I'm not willing to splurge on him. So
that's what the value is. That's what exactly. And then don't let other players get ideas too. So we just not gonna have everybody just gonna say no. No, you don't put me in when I want to be put in. I'm not gonna play. Okay. Well, that's all we got. And until next time, goodbye.
Peace, y'all.